Hello. Welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. If you've never been here before, welcome and whoopsie. My name's Kayla and I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the northwest coast of Tasmania. I have been crafting for about 20 years now and specifically doing Stampin' Up for about 8, I think. That's a rough estimate. So I enjoy coming live every week to share something a bit new if I can and spend the night just chatting and catching up with you guys because that's what I love to do. So hopefully that's all good. I've gone live just before 7, so I am super on time this week, which is unusual for me. So I thought I will log on a little bit earlier so that I can let Facebook do its thing and notify people that I'm live because it doesn't always like to do that, unfortunately. Facebook is becoming its own little empire these days and we kind of have to succumb to what Facebook decides to do because, yes, we don't have much control over some of those things. I know that Facebook notifications are not always reliable, so I thought I'll log on a couple of minutes early so it gives time for Facebook to notify everyone that I am live. So say hello if you pop in, I'd love to hear from you. And if you're watching the replay, I absolutely love to know that you're watching and I always try and reply to all my comments. So I hope you've had an awesome week. Hey Christine, just bring up the comments on my computer. So in my craft room, I have what I call the dinosaur computer. So that's weird. I can't see. Oh goodness. Yes, I have an older computer in my craft room. It's not that old, but it's old enough. And I mainly use it to stream crafty YouTube while I'm crafting. So that's when I'm watching everyone else, is generally when I'm crafting now. Oh, hey Emma, how are you? Hey Verity. Okay, I can see comments in one window but not the other. So I'm going to leave that one open and we'll see how we go with that. So while I am giving it a couple of minutes, or not quite, I will remind everyone that it's still bonus days for this month. I know I've earned a few coupons, which I'm excited to spend in August. So if you haven't heard of bonus days before, it is basically what I consider sort of like a Flybuys rewards point system where for every $90 you spend, you actually earn a $9 coupon, which you can spend in August. So it's kind of like earning some free shopping dollars, which is a bit cool. So that's on until the 31st of July. And what is really cool is if you're a demonstrator, we can actually pre-order from the new mini catalogue in August. So you'll be able to spend your coupons on some brand new pre-order product that doesn't come out to customers till September. The cool thing is that tonight I'm actually going to be using some of those brand new products because I've got 3 too, Christine. I'm so excited to spend them. Hey Sharon. So Thor's not in the room tonight because last week he proved that he didn't like to be in or out. So he's out and I can hear him crying at the door. So it doesn't really matter where he is. He doesn't like to be locked in and he doesn't like to be locked out. So yes, I've got the door shut because Elijah's here playing the game out in the lounge room. Anyway, so I don't think there's too much to share as far as Stampin' Up news because I would have shared that last week. I think there's just the bonus days. Also, the glass mat, I think I spoke about it, is available now. So you can get the glass mat, which is $106, I believe. So that would earn you a $9 coupon to spend in August. So, and I'm actually showing my glass mat tonight. I don't have it covered. So that is a way you can get a coupon is to buy the glass mat as well. Now, if you haven't already, there's a link in the video to join my VIP group. the reason I say to join that is if you want to see a video that I only share in the VIP group, I will be going live there on the 21st of this month at 10:30 a.m. So it's actually a morning video for me. I'm not sure if that would be evening or a better time for the US, because I know these videos are about 3 a.m. for the US. So the one at 10:30 might be a bit more US appropriate. I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. Hey, Leanne, I thought you'd be a busy woman. So anyway, so that's that. And I have been working on, what prompted my project today is actually because at Stampin' Up, I will admit, they're a great company. We get rewarded with a lot of different things. This week, actually, I think it might have been back in April, they gave us a challenge to better our sales from the previous April. Now, and if we did it, even by 1 CSV, which is equivalent, like it's commissionable sales volume, now you can just do that by shopping for yourself. So if you only shop for yourself, you can definitely still meet that. Anyway, I met it and we got a packet of free paper that's it was only available, like this is not available to buy. It actually is the pink version of, I want to say it's called Country something. It's exactly the same paper but with pink. So I think it might be Melon Mambo, Petal Pink. I've lost my colours now. Floaty Flamingo, maybe? Anyway, really cute. And what we also got as part of that was a exclusive event run by Stampin' Up where we made some projects. Anyway, because I thought, what am I going to do with this paper? Because I can't, Countryside Inn, thanks Sharon, that was it. I said, what am I going to do with this paper? Because if I show people, they can't buy it, but you can buy the blue version. But also, I wanted to share it because I thought I need to talk about how much Stampin' Up rewards us, because they really do. And you don't have to be a business demonstrator or run a business to get rewarded. They reward people in all kinds of ways. And Anita, I was the same. I did not get to see the event. Hey, Mashwari. I didn't get to see the event. I just made the projects off the PDF. I think I got to see like 2 minutes of the event because my in-laws rocked up. So anyway, I'm going to show you the projects I made quickly because that's what inspired my project tonight. So I didn't stick exactly, I mainly stuck to the project theme because lately I've been feeling, I don't know if other people get the same thing, I've been feeling a little bit burnt out creatively. So just doing other people's classes is really nice for me sometimes because I don't have to think. I can just sit there and make stuff with paper and do it mindlessly. Hey, Megan, and hey, Rochelle. So I did this one and I can't even remember what I changed up. I think I doubled up the dies and added some extra dies, I think, and I added a lot of ink. So I also made insides and matching envelopes because, oh yes, Sharon is right. I think someone asked that, Anita, you can watch it and it will be available. I think they said maybe Monday. Don't quote me. Then there was also some sneak peeks of products in the upcoming mini catalogue as part of that event, but I haven't seen them. I just know that was happening. So, and then there was this mini card, which I added some, what do we call it? Frayed ribbon. So I added a bit of that and a bit of glimmer because, you know, everything it needs a bit of glimmer, a bit of glitz and glam. So that one was cool because it was a note card sized card. So I made that one. And then the other project was this cute little gift bag. Now I changed mine because the one that was made was kind of clamped together and then shut with the ribbon. So I actually made the holes and made it a bit like an actual gift bag. But this ribbon's annoying me because it's curling over. But yes, I made it. Now the cool thing about this iridescent ribbon, I just want to say is, I did grab it out. This is I think it's just called iridescent ribbon. Now it's really, really cute. But if you want to change it up, I think I'm always going to use these little laminated pieces to demonstrate. I'm going to grab a bubble bath blend, and all you need to do, it doesn't look like it's doing anything, but just go over that ribbon. You may need to get a stronger colour, turn it over and do the back. Now, I'm not even sure if you can tell on the video, but it actually colours that ribbon. Even though it's sheer, I'm not sure if you can tell the difference between the one that I didn't colour and the bow that I coloured. So it does actually colour that ribbon, which is pretty cool. I did really like doing that. So I think I coloured it pretty in pink to match that project. So that's a really great, I love white ribbons and ribbons I can colour. They're really handy to have. There you can actually kind of see the variation against the white. So really cool. Thanks, guys. So that was the projects I had on my desk. They gave us a PDF with all the instructions and the measurements. Anyway, I had it sitting out and I thought, oh, I need to use some of that paper. And I randomly saw a French lady share this style of card. Now, I couldn't even tell you what exactly this fold is called. I was trying to think of a name of how I would describe it, but all I could come up with was a triple accordion gatefold. I don't know, because you'll see when I open it, but I just wanted to use up some more of that paper. So I've got a bow, and the reason I added the bow to this one originally is because I added layers of cardstock and it became quite thick. So I wanted the bow to help keep it closed. Now, what you do is you open this flap and then it's kind of like a gatefold because you've got to close it shut, but it opens like that. So I thought that was a cool way to use designer series paper, but it really, like, I am not a pink person. I will openly tell you, which I always think is funny because I used to drive a pink car. My comments are playing up again, so I'll just refresh that quickly. Thanks. It's really super easy to make, and I'm going to make one tonight, but not with these papers. So yes, it was a note card size. Yes, so that was fun, and you simply, and it uses only a half sheet of A4 cardstock or a half sheet of 8.5 by 11. So you can get 2 out of a sheet. And Megan, you'd be horrified. Actually, you can't use the bow maker for this anyway, so it's okay. I can get away with not knowing how to use the bow maker. I should teach myself how to make it live, and then you can laugh at me. I know that you wouldn't laugh at me. Okay, so I'll tie that up. Anyway, that was that card. So tonight, I decided while things were sitting on my desk to make one with this nest. I've got to think of what it's called. Nests of Winter Sweet. And this was another event. I'm talking all about the Stampin' Up events tonight, but they're always so much fun. So this one was using the Nests of Winterly Treetop Sweet. Winterly Treetop Sweet and Nests of Winter Bundle. So a little while back, I think it might have been a month, maybe 6 weeks ago, we had an event called Creativity Now. Now that's run by Stampin' Up, and it's really not aimed at business stuff. It's really just about creating. Anyway, as part of that event, we got to order this sweet early, and when I say early, it was early, even you had to be registered to order it, but this one is going to be in the September to December mini catalogue. So demonstrators will also, if they missed out on this, will be able to pre-order this next month. So another great reason, so get some bonus day coupons as a customer, and you could sign up, and I don't think you can use bonus day coupons on a starter kit, but you can put them towards ordering some of this gorgeous new product next month if you want to be a demo, or if you are a demo. So before I open that up, I'll show you the suite quickly if you haven't seen it. So I actually pulled out the papers that come with it. There's this beautiful birch design, and then this one's one of my favorites. Now these, if you haven't seen a paper like this, they're quite cool. So they're 12 by 12, but you can cut it in half at 6 and then cut it at 4, I think, so 4 by 6, so you get, what is that, 6 pieces, and they're card fronts basically. So really cool design. And then there's this cool one here. I love the birds. So I am big on birds. They're eagles are particularly my favourite. I've got a big eagle feather on my arm. You've probably seen it in videos, but this one here is also cool because it matches with, which you'll probably notice is a bit of a theme with Stampin' Up, that they do it quite a bit, but this one matches with the dies. So you can fussy, or not fussy cut out, you don't have to fussy cut out these little birdies here on this piece. That's really cool. And I love the colour of this one. So there's that design. And then this one doesn't match with the dies, but you can fussy cut them out, which Sorry Not Sorry, that's what I'm doing tonight, but it's not too much of it. And then this one has got some cute little images. I absolutely adore this one. Really beautiful. And then the backs of them, so you've got, I think this might be Garden Green, which I never liked, but it's growing on me. And this, I think, is Coastal Cabana. And there's some beautiful, like, more neutral patterns. And this cute little one. Love this one. But I can't help but see it looks like little planes. I don't know why I see that. You know, once you see something and you can't unsee it. So yeah, really beautiful papers. I absolutely adore them. And to match with the papers, there is some of these beautiful, like, it's hard to describe what they are unless you see them, but they're called Earth Tones Shimmer Gems. Now, if you saw the purple ones that went with the lavender suite, these are similar, but with earth tones. This stuff I'm in love with, and I think they should release it in every colour. I love linen thread, and the fact that they've released coloured linen thread is amazing. And you'll see that's what I have tied my card together with tonight, with the copper clay. And then the other cool thing that comes with it is this massive embossing folder, which is a bit of a new theme for Stampin' Up. They're bringing out these huge embossing folders, which is cool because you can run them through the machine and it will actually emboss 2 whole card fronts. Really cool. And then obviously it's got a bundle. So this is the matching stamp set. I love the sentiments in this. It's definitely not... So our September to December mini catalogue generally has a bit of a festive theme, festive sort of Halloween, but this one is so much more than that. As you saw with the paper and the bundle, you definitely do not have to do festive projects. And this is a big die set, so it has this really adorable frame piece in there. See, I always turn them over and find little goodies in the back of them, which, while I have that out, I don't want to spend too much time on it because I want to get creating, but these are the projects that we made at that event. So there was a little, this was supposed to be a scalloped gift card box, but I didn't have one of those, so I just quickly made my own box. And we used a heap of the, what's this called? Enamel effects, something like that, which was really cool because I had never painted with it before. That was super awesome. And then I made this one with that cute bird stamp, and there you can see the birch embossing folder. I'm not sure that we were meant to do that, I can't remember, but I tend to just go off and do my own thing. And this one here was using that frame, which was cool. And we did, I think this was the time we used the watercolour pencils, which was really fun. And then lastly, we made this one. And what I loved about doing this one was I had never thought about using watercolour pencils on coloured cardstock. I might have done it in the past, but I can't remember. So we used the blue watercolour pencils on the smoky slate cardstock, and that was a lot of fun. And the cool thing actually about this was we used the frame. So we die cut this frame out of a piece, and then we kept the negative bit that comes out of it and used it as a stencil to actually, that's not a die cut, that's actually stenciled with the negative, which was such a cool idea. And then we just turned it over and did it again to get that shadowed effect. So I learned lots of cool things at this event. So even though I've been crafting for many years, I learned something new all the time, and it was a lot of fun to do. So they were the projects I made at that Stampin' Up event, and it was a very minimal price as well. So and we got to go on and craft tour together, take fun pictures, and do all kinds of things like that. So I love the events that we get to go to. I do have a couple more projects, but I might save those till the end if you want to stick around and see. I've got a scrapbook page and a couple other projects that I probably won't share online, so you'll only get to see them if you watch them here. I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee. Unfortunately, I've been struggling a bit health-wise, and I wouldn't say anything, but it's affecting me on the video a little bit. So I've been getting out of breath and racing heartbeat a lot, and I've had to have a bit of rest, so I feel out of breath really easily. My blood pressure's been up and down, so if I sound out of breath and like I can't speak, that's generally why at the moment. And don't worry, I'm going to seek medical attention. I probably should do it sooner rather than later, but it's probably a side effect of one of my medications, no doubt. Okay, so I've got my pieces cut, and I'm just going to open the card and show you what it looks like first. So I've got this cute linen thread, and then we open this one up, and then that's the inside. So it's a lot of fun. Now, I don't know about you, but I love the copper clay colour. It is adorable. I'm in love. I'm going to miss it when it's gone because I'm pretty sure, let me check, is it an in colour? I think they say on them if they are. Oh, I don't know now. I'm not sure. I thought it was an in colour, but maybe it's not. It probably is. Okay, so I'm going to get started and show you how we go about making this card. Now, I did bring in a template. Where did I put it? I have to show you something funny. So when I make a card, I know that I like to convert it to imperial for those that use inches. So this is how my maths works. I get, I think it's Tahitian tide, and I start scribbling numbers and trying to work out maths in my head to make sure I've got both. But then I make it, I would never share that kind of mess on a tutorial. So I do have a template, which is upside down, which I share with you for the exact score lines and things. So I get rid of the mess and put it on a bit of an easier to read document. Oh, it isn't in colour? I thought so. They used to have them written on the ink pads. Like this is an older one, and it said Fresh Freesia in colour. That's interesting that they don't do that now. Okay, so I have, this is half an A4 sheet. So if you're working in imperial, it's just half your letter size cardstock. And this is what we need to do first. So I'm going to move those bits aside and bring in my paper trimmer. Move some things off my desk for the towering tsunami. No doubt that will happen anyway. Okay, so we want to, you've cut your piece in half and then you want to pop it in your trimmer with your scoring blades. I'm going to move the cutting blade out of the way. Now, putting the long edge along the top, I want to do my scoring lines. So for metric, I don't know if I can pop this in at the same time. I might do that in a second, or if you want to take a screenshot if you're working in imperial, and that way you can follow along. But I'm going to do the metric measurements. So I'm going to line this up at 6 and give it a score. So we need 3 score lines. Now I just realised I need the arm out. Now I'm going to score it also at 16, which if you have the trimmer, 16 centimetres is right on the butt here. So you want to put it up along there. And then 23 is our last score line. Sorry, it was a bit of a shadow there and I couldn't see. Okay, so then we want to bring in our, that's true Anita, because that's what happened with Fresh Freesia, and I have my old Fresh Freesia for that reason. So now, coming from the right hand side, I'm going to fold, now I'm going to fold this one so that this one's going to be a mountain fold and then this is going to be a valley. So I can just fold that over to start off with. And I want to fold this one back on itself. So I'm just going to turn that over though so I can give it a nice burnish. And then this one is going to fold inwards. And I have done something there, hold on. Because that does not look right. I love it that you always do these things live. What have I done? Okay, I know what I did. Please ignore. It's totally fine, but when it's not half an A4 sheet, I forgot to mention that, it's just cut down by 28. So you cut the size down to 28, but with imperial, leave it at 11. So it should look like that. So I just cut a little bit off there, which I think was a bit over a centimetre. It's 1.5 centimetres off because it would be 29.7, I think how cardstock is. So that's what you want your base to look like. Oh, Verity, this trimmer is amazing. Best trimmer I have ever owned. I absolutely love it. Okay, so that's got our card base sorted. Now, what I want to do is start with the layers. So, I'm going to I've got them all piled up here. So I've pre-cut mine out and I just labelled them so I knew which was which. Now, on the original pink card, I actually layered each layer up with a bit of cardstock. Hey Kim, I'm so glad that you caught me live. How are you? Yes, so I layered them up with the layers, but it became a little bit too thick. Like it still works, but I thought, no, this one I'm going to give up the layers and just stick with the designer series paper because it's beautiful anyway. Okay, so I've chosen a few patterns and these are cut already to fit. So I've got designs that are going to show in this little accordion step panel. So I chose ones that I liked for there. Now, don't worry, all of those measurements will be in the document, but I'm pretty sure I've got 5.8, 4.8 and 6.8 centimetres. I know that bit. I just thought it was funny how they stepped up like that. Now, I'm just going to adhere this all down to my panels here. I know I can see from the front. Okay. I'll give that a line up and a wiggle because I'll make sure I've got it nice and even. Look, I'm covering up the bird pattern. Do you ever feel like that when you see a pretty pattern and you're actually using the reverse side? But with this one, I love both sides. So it was a hard decision, but, you know, I figured I've got a whole pack, so I will use both sides. What time is it, Kim? Is it 11, about 11? I think that's the rough time conversion. Okay. I'm going to pop this one in here. So what you have then when you fold it up is this cute little design that we now then open up this way. So we want to put our decorations now on the inside. So for the inside, I've got some pieces here and I've chosen the same pattern for both of these panels. So we've got whatever size these were. I think they were 5.8 and 6.8 or something. So I'm going to adhere those to those panels. 10:25. Oh, look, I wasn't too far off. It is 7:30 here. I cannot believe half an hour. I've been on here for half an hour and I'm only just sticking panels down. I talk too much. But luckily there's actually really not much stamping on this. Is it 8 p.m. Verity? Is my clock wrong? So Verity only lives around the corner from me, so oops, that's upside down. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one in here. And then I have cut a piece of crumb cake cardstock, which is going to be my centre panel for where we leave a message. And I've cut a smaller layer of the basic white. I was about to call that Whisper White. Wow. So this one is cut down. So I'm pretty sure it's 9.8 by 10.3 and then a little bit smaller for the basic white. So I'm going to bring in some copper clay. I'm going to town with the copper clay tonight. Ink. What I love that I'm using my glass mat is it just makes it so much easier to clean. Okay, so I'm just going to, wow, I went a bit strong there. When you're using blending brushes, it's good to, especially with the glass mat, just tap a lot of that ink off and then come back on so you don't get that really strong colour straight away. Okay. So I'm just going to add a little bit of colour, go a bit stronger. And then I'm going to close that up and I'm pretty sure I have wet my chamois. Let's cross our fingers. Yes, it's nice and wet. So this is why the glass mat's awesome, because I can just clean that off. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my copper clay Stampin' Wrap marker, or you could use a stamping blend. I reckon you could, Megan. Let me. I've been doing too much math today. So what have we got? Like you could do it. I mean, you would be able to. You just adjust it to make it higher. If you want to do, it would be the same this way. So if you got, a nice big blob there. If you had your A4 sheet, you could just make it the height. So this is only 10.5. If you made it 14.9 and then went the same score lines, does that make sense? So if you make it 14.9 high, but then made the same score lines, that way you'll just use a whole A4 sheet. Yes, I can understand what you're saying, so it wouldn't be so square. Okay, now I've got a nice big blob there, but we're going to go with that as artistic. I might even, let's just, you know, make some more art there. Okay, so I can't even remember what I did on the inside of mine. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so with the, do you know, I meant to be organised and do my fussy cutting before I went live, but then I got excited doing something else. That's a good idea, Vicky. So Vicky's saying to make it a bit higher and make a belly band. If you did a belly band, that would actually be really cool, because for this one, I've got my string tying it up, but you could add this little doodad onto a belly band. I might give that a go too, not tonight, but okay, so I'm going to do some fussy cutting. So these ones don't have matching dies, but what I wanted to show you is that this little dude is off, let me find the paper. It'll be the last one I pick up. No, it's not that one. It's this one, I think. So I like to use the edge pieces. So if I'm going to be decorating something where I can get away with it, I will use the birds on the edge that aren't particularly a full bird, because I don't want to waste anything. So I'm just going to cut this dude out. Gosh, I'm out of breath. It's like I've just smoked a whole packet of cigarettes or something. Okey-doke. I do not need to end up back at the hospital this week. So while I'm fussy cutting, I suppose I could just chat, couldn't I? I've been at the hospital this week because Elijah, for those that don't know, he's my 10-year-old son. He had to have an MRI on his brain, and I don't know, I have an MRI at least every year for checkups on my brain, so I know what they're like, and they're not very fun. But for a kid, and you know, Elijah's got ADHD and autism, so noises like that really can set him off. But they were nice, and they let me go in, and I held onto his leg while he went into the machine. But it sort of ended up being a traumatizing experience a little bit, because I mean, Elijah's dad told me it'd probably only be 5 minutes. I think he was trying to downplay it, but I'm one for keeping it real. And he ended up being in the machine for 45-ish minutes for the first time. They pulled him out and then said that they wanted the radiologist to check the images to decide if he needed to go back in. They came back and said the radiologist wanted another image, so he went back in for about another 10 minutes. And then they decided at the beginning of all this that he wasn't going to need the contrast. So the contrast is the needle where they put the dye in. And so Elijah was pretty happy about that and pretty stoked. And then they decided after all of that he needed to go back in, but he had to have a cannula with the dye in, and he just lost it. So I had a screaming, crying child, and I had to ring, Nan and Auntie and try and get someone to convince him that, he didn't want to come back another day, so we'll just get it done. Now I'm just going to fussy cut these while I'm fussy cutting. So yes, he ended up finally, after quite some time, agreeing to have the needle and go in. They took someone else into MRI during all of this. And so he had the needle and they couldn't get it in his right arm. They just couldn't find a vein. And then so they had to switch, and he was screaming the whole time. And they had to switch arms, and in his left they got into a vein, but it was very barely in. It was a small vein, so they couldn't get much blood drawback. So they had to just abort the whole thing after all that. And yeah, so he wasn't very okay after all of that, and he was very nervous anyway. I think he's very nervous about getting MRI results, and he doesn't want to have so Elijah was getting an MRI because he tested positive for having the same gene malformation that I have. So I have the CCM2 gene, which causes brain cavernomas. So I've got lots of lesions in my brain which cause seizures and migraines and all kinds of things. And because Elijah's seen me have some quite significant seizures, I think he gets a bit worried, and it was a bit of a crappy situation that he did unfortunately inherit the same gene. It doesn't mean that he's going to have them. There's a 50% chance. So that's why we're just getting the MRI, because it actually only became known medically that it was a genetic disorder in 2008 or something, and there's not all that much research about it, so we decided it was best to have a baseline. But yes, it's been just a whirlwind tiring experience and a lot of emotions. I only found out that I had it when I was 29, so I was a adult, but it was still quite a lot to deal with back then because I lost my job and my license and a lot of independence when I became ill. But yeah, Elijah's got a whole lifetime ahead of him, and he still will. He's just got to deal with a lot of emotions. Megan, I do agree. They actually said if he has to go back and have them, if they're not happy with them, that they're going to send him around to pediatrics to have the cannula put in, have it capped, and then sent around to radiology or the MRI centre. So, because they were kind of just going in blind, which was, yeah, a bit scary. And it sort of worries me in a way because it's not good when a kid has a bad experience with needles and it's hard to get them to ever have another one. I should keep... my Facebook is being a pain. I can see that there's... Let's see if I can open it up and see the comments. Oh, goodness. Okay. I can see them on the other page, but I have to see them as they come up. Okay, so I've got a few pieces there. I think I only really need 2 more. So do you know if oh goodness, I love fussy cutting, I will admit. I absolutely love it. And some people will think it's weird, but I can sit there in front of the TV and fussy cut for hours. But yeah, I was meaning to have these done before I went live. But I have been working on something really exciting. I can't say, but it's going to be exciting. And I can't wait. I'm sure that you will all love it. You have no veins. Oh wow, so even with an ultrasound machine. See, I had that happen once. When I went to Melbourne for back surgery, just after Elijah was born, they were putting a cannula in my hand, and it really hurts when they do it in your hand, with an ultrasound machine, and they just could not get in. And so they wanted to do one into the vein to measure your blood pressure or heart rate or something while you were in surgery, which I'd never had before, but yeah, it was quite an interesting experience. Oh, hello. Is it Anna or Anna? I always pronounce people's names wrong. Yes, it is very exciting, Kim. I'm very, very excited. I tend to get totally taken away with new projects, and it's given me something really exciting to do and look forward to, which has been so cool. Because there's been way too much of the stressful stuff, and you need to have a balance of that in life and have some of the fun stuff too. So for those that are aware of, I don't know, I need that bird. We'll go without that bird, so I've got less to cut. Australian stuff, I got approved for the NDIS, and which is great. Don't get me wrong, but it's taken 3 years. And then they sent me a letter saying they'll call within 21 days for the meeting to plan out the plan, and it's been 60, and I rang and I said, oh, we'll rush it through, and yeah, it's just, I feel like it's a never-ending uphill battle, and that's only for myself. I've still got to do it for Elijah as well. And yeah, I just, you know, those days where you just need to come into the craft room, shut the door, and turn your phone on Do Not Disturb, I think. Oh, I'm glad that I pronounced it right. Okay. Almost done with the fussy cutting. So you could choose to just do maybe the ones that match the dies if fussy cutting isn't your thing. Do you know, I pulled out a heap of paper pads out of my collection, like the coffee one, the Seasons of Green and Gold, this one, there was another one, I forget what it was. Ones that have a lot of fussy cutting. So when I don't feel like doing much and just being a couch potato, I can sit there and fussy cut, because that stuff just lights up my soul. Okay, so that is enough fussy cutting for me. You love fussy. Megan, I haven't been told anything. It got approved back in May, and I have a lack. Would I like to do all your fussy cutting, Kay? I probably would, you know. Do you know, I have, someone's bought like packs of pattern paper off me before when it has retired. And in their pattern paper, I've put all the fussy cutting I've done from that paper. She charges, are you talking about the support coordinator charges a fortune, Megan? Okay, so I'm going to pop this little bird on this inside piece. I love to decorate the insides of my cards, not just fussy folds, or fun folds they're called. I'm stuck on fussy now, I've been fussy cutting. I'm just fussy, that's what it comes down to, I'm just fussy. Okay, I might pop this little, I've seen some beautiful cards being made with this suite as well. Oh, I charge a fortune for our fussy cutting. Yes, I agree, Mash Murray. Once you start, you can't stop. It's just like when I start adding stuff to cards, I can't stop. Sometimes I look at them and go, I could have stopped back like 10 steps ago, but I kept going. Okay, I'm just going to leave that and stop messing around with it. Okay. Sometimes I have to remember that I'm actually live, and I do like to somewhat keep the oh, look, there's something on my fingers, honestly. I did a boo-boo. Do you like my sound effects? Oh, I did a boo-boo. Okay. I'm gonna, luckily, that was only just stuck. This needs to go this way. So having the bird like that was going to be, the bird was going to be upside down, but it's okay. I'm going to, never fear, there is more paper. Is that going to be big enough? Yeah. Okay. It's because I'm chatting too much. I told you I'm never quiet. You got to say, Kayla, for goodness sake, focus on what you're doing. Does it need to be chopped down a bit more? Or did I chop it wrong? This is the question. You know what? We're going to wing it. Right, where did that blending brush go? Whoopsie. Just going to add a little bit of colour. It's because I actually added the blending on the wrong side, I think. So that needs to go over there. So I might just add a little bit of colour over that side, but not as much. Yeah, that's true, Kim. I'm just keeping it real. I'm saying, you know, I do it too. I'm glad that I put that blob on there, otherwise I wouldn't have noticed. But you know, the funny thing is I still haven't cleaned my finger with that blob on it, so I'll do that now, and I'll wipe it on my white trousers. Okay. I'm glad that we didn't have to fussy cut out another bird. Look how simple that was to fix. So don't fear, there's always a fix. Well, I'm glad that's why you come and watch. We are all human. Okay, well, we might not be, but what a presumption. Okay, so I'm just going to add some Winter Stella and then add this on too. So I'm being a bit cheeky, and so the dodgy piece is still on the back. It is adding a little bit of thickness, but we will deal with it. Now, it's not... I think it's a little bit bigger on top, so I'm just going to trim that just a touch. I promise the measurements in the document are right. I'm off winging it on my own tonight, and goodness knows. I don't usually talk so much personal stuff. I think that's what I'm doing. So I'm just trimming this down because it wasn't looking quite as trim as it should be. Okay. Let's see. Are we good to go? I think so. Feels weird putting glue on this white side. Okay. Look at that. Okay, now we can get going. Okay, so to add the twine, just restocking on caffeine. To add the twine, which we might do next, I have got a piece of copper clay though, because you'll see why. So I want to cover up the twine that I'm going to put over the back. So if you look on the original, you can see I've run twine underneath, so you don't get that bit that you could get tangled on. Now, I do not know what length I did this at. I think it might have been, let's give it a wild guess. Oh, did you hear my stomach? That was kind of gross. I always eat dinner just before I come and do lives, and it's never a good idea. Okay, so probably a little bit less than that. I might go about that much. So I want to double it over. So whatever I'm measuring out, I want to double, which I probably should tell you what it ended up being, shouldn't I? So about 60 centimetres. I'm just going to cut that. Now I'm going to put this behind my card. And just bring it over. I want to tie it up. Now this is quite a slippery little slippery little sucker when you want to tie a bow sometimes on it, especially when you're on a live video. Let's see if I can get it, because I don't want to lose the bow being taut as well. So I want it to still tie nicely. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, because we want to hold that in place just for a moment. We can fix the ends, but we want to have that somewhat good to go. Okay, now what I'm going to do, because that is exposed at the back now, I'm going to go ahead and add my piece. Now I'm just going to trim this down just a touch, because I don't really need it that big. Okay. So I'm going to pop this on the back to cover up that piece there. Okay, so I'm just bringing in my actual glue, because I don't care if I get more out the right way. So it just gives it a nice finished edge and keeps that twine in on the back of the card. Okay, so now I want to do my next pieces. I want to grab my circle, which I have cut in copper clay out of the Spotlight on Nature dies, which are these ones here. This set, if you don't have it, it's a must have. I absolutely love this set. So this particular die I have cut out of the second smallest pattern that looks like this. So there's 3 different patterns in this set. But yeah, I love this pattern. It's my favorite. So that's the second smallest I've cut out of copper clay. And now I'm also going to add in some more blending with my brush and just some of the ink around the edges. It really adds something a little bit extra. I probably should be using ink on the glass mat. Okay. Tidy that up. Now what I want to do is, I know my circle is going to go over here. So to help stick this down and make sure it stays in place, I'm going to grab some tear and tape. Can you believe I finished a roll of this week? I don't know about you, but tear and tape seems to last me forever. And I actually finished a roll this week. Mind you, I've been scrapbooking, and I'll use that more in scrapbooking. So I think that might be why I finished a roll. Okay, so I'm going to grab some dimensionals now and just add a few of these onto the back of my circle. And I'm going to stick this one down underneath. I'm going to have it a little bit over the edge, but not much. I know there's no dimensional sitting on that edge, so it's fine. Okay, now this is when I want to start arranging my pieces. So I've got my little bird, and I'm going to have one of these little birdies as well, but I'm also going to have some other bits tucked in. So what I might do is get those ready. Now I have to be fully open. I have used vellum. I could not help it, and vellum is something that we don't stock at Stampin' Up anymore. Although if you do want to use vellum and want one that's in stock, there is a new one in the Seasons of Green and Gold DSP that's got a white pattern to it. That will be sufficient. However, if you have some leftover vellum, which I'm sure everyone does, that will work. And also, otherwise, the other vellum I can recommend that I have seen is from Amazon, and it's thick vellum card, and it's 115 GSM. So that is an alternative. Now, I honestly don't know why vellum is gone. I'm hoping one day they'll bring it back. Now, I'm going to use a light copper clay stamping blend. Now, I have cut, oh, but I totally haven't told you, hold on. I'm being really messy with this too. So I have used the dies from the Nests of Winter bundle, and I've used these little dies here, and I cut 2 of each on some vellum, and I've just kept them in the sheet because I found that somewhat easier. Now I'm just adding some light copper clay blend. Now you have to make sure it's a blend because Stampin' Right markers will not dry properly on the vellum. Now I'm not being very particular with this. I'm leaving some bits that aren't coloured with the blend. I don't mind at all. I found it easier to keep the dies in the sheet too. It was less fiddly and easier to colour them. Now I'm going to add some Wink of Stella over the top, because as I said, every card needs a bit of sparkle. Okay, need a bit more Wink of Stella going on. Wow, that's a lot of Wink of Stella, Kayla. And you know what's funny? Because I've put so much on here, this is one of my Wink of Stellas. Actually, I think I showed in a video last week that I refilled it. So it's actually got rubbing alcohol in it, which reacts with the the blend, but it's okay, it's fine. I'm just going to add some Wink because I've got heaps here left over. I'm just going to add some onto my card there and then clean up my mess. The glass mat is perfect for people like me who are messy. Okay, so that's just going to need a minute to dry. That one wants to come out. So just give that a minute to dry. I'm going to put that to the side. Normally it wouldn't be that wet, but you know, I went crazy with the Wink of Stella then. Okay, while that is drying, I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of crumb cake, and I've got one of the sentiments from the stamp set, which says, "A friend like you brings me happiness." Now, I really like Stays on Black. I don't know, it gives me a nice strong black. And with rubber stamps, it's easy to clean anyway, so I don't mind. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that onto my crumb cake. Now I'm going to, one of the reasons I love the Stampin' Up trimmer is that it's really easy to cut very thin bits in this guide here. So I can see exactly where that blade's going to cut. So I want to cut apart my sentiment, and see that I got it right on the edge. So it's a very precise trimmer. Yes, I know, Megan, it's on my order ready to submit. So Megan is talking about, should I hold my tongue the right way? You see the tiny area that I'm going in between. Let's give myself check out that for precision. I cut those two apart, if you can see that, without even going out of line. So I love this trimmer so much. It's just nothing compares. So if you don't have a Stampin' Up trimmer, definitely get one. I think they're less than $50. Okay. So they're my two strips. I love cutting apart sentiments. So Megan is talking about this. So we have a Whisper White ink pad, or I think it's actually not called that anymore. It's called white crafting pad or something. This comes uninked, so you actually get the bottle of white and you have to ink it up yourself. But if you buy that and the Memento ink refill, so we have a black ink pad which we use for when we're doing stamping blends. The ink refill that comes with this one, you can use it to ink up this. So it will say white on the front, but you can just put a label, but it will hold the black ink, and apparently it stamps a lot better. But I haven't tried it yet, so, but people have, and they've said it's really good. Okay, so I'm going to cut this word apart into two, and this is going to go on the inside, so I'm not too worried. Put that there, and then this one is going to go on my card front. So I'm just going to cut that on an angle. Now I can adhere my little birdies, which I want them to kind of sit somewhat together like that. Okay, so I'm just going to hold, I know I want them in that position, so I'm just going to bring in my dimensionals and stick a dimensional over the top of where those join. That holds them together for me. And then I'll add a few more. Do I need another one? Yeah, I think I do. You wouldn't go back to the small pad? Oh, that's handy to know. It's on my order. I've just got to press submit, and you know what? I'll make sure that I put in a $90 order so I get a bonus days coupon. Just makes it worth it. That's practically the ink pad there. Okie doke. So I've still got to do my little, wonder if these are dry yet. Oh look, they're dry to me. What's another ink splodge? It's just art. Okay. So that I've got a squeaky chair. Go Saints. Gosh, you're talking a different language to me. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about AFL. Okay. I feel like AFL is a very, very big in Victoria and Tasmania. See, we came from Queensland as kids and we didn't even really know what AFL was. It was all state of origin and rugby. Okay, so I'm just roughly chucking these in, deciding approximately where I think they'll go, but I think I'm pretty happy with where it's going. Small pads are good for techniques. Yeah, I agree. Are the Saints Victorian? Am I gonna get crucified for saying that? I don't even know. They are, aren't they? Because they're St Kilda's. I don't know. I'm going to get myself in trouble with my lack of knowledge of football. I have been to a few games though, so I'm not going to be totally naive. I've been to a few Brisbane Lions and Hawks games. They're St Kilda, yeah, okay. See, I'm pretty sure I know the Saints, what do you call it, theme song. It's so catchy. Okay. Now, I feel like this needs to be tacked down, or it needs dimensional, but I'm just going to see if that will tack down. Okay. Now, I'm going to adhere my sentiment. Whoopsie. And I'm just going to do that with a bit of glue. I can't wait till this bottle's empty so I can put the green glue in here. That is the original Nouveau glue that came with it, and I much prefer the green glue. I'm definitely a green glue person. It's a lot more tacky. Okay, then I'm just going to stick, I've got a couple more of these pieces that I fussy cut out, and I just want to adhere a couple of those in. So there's this little branch. I'm going to tuck that in there. And this cute little pine cone. It's because there's too many pies in Stampin' Up. Everything's a pie now. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glimmer to my birds. Now I'm just going to add little highlights of glimmer. So not over the whole bird, although it could be over the whole bird. It wouldn't matter. Right. Now let's add the embellishments. Where did they go? Oh, do you mean you're not sitting in the hospital now, you were this week? I'm so glad you're feeling better though. The glue press is so good. Okay. Honestly, I promise I'm a clean crafter usually, but something about pressing that live button and my desk is a mess. Okay. My auntie has influenza A at the moment, so sickness is definitely going around. It's nasty. So these are just stunning. I'm going to add a few in and around the place. I'm not even sure what colours these are. It looks like copper clay, garden green, maybe basic beige, and vanilla or something. I'm not entirely sure. So I could stop at 3, but you know, I told you I've got a problem with stopping. I hope you guys have an exciting weekend planned. I probably have an exciting weekend on the computer. I'm just excited about a project I'm working on. Okay. Now I'm going to chop these tails. Where is I've got my pair of big scissors. I'm going to chop those down a little bit. I'm keen to actually give this a go. Now Megan, was it Megan and Anita? Megan suggested the normal size card, and maybe Anita suggested the belly band. And I really liked your thinking, guys. It's really, really cool. So I'm pretty sure that was all I had on the card. So then I'm going to open it up. The trick is retying the bow. Open it up, and then I'm going to stick this one in here. Okay. Mashro, did you get the refill? Oh, it was Anna. Thank you, Anna, for your idea. Mashro, did you get the refill bottles for the glue press? Because I didn't get any of those because they didn't have any in stock where I bought it from, but they do look really handy. Okay. This is what happens when I use Stella. I just put it over everything. Yes, I need to get some refills because I want to have them, although they're not necessary. It's just the bottle that comes with it has the smaller one with the Nuvo, and the bottle that you got to fill up has the bigger tip. Okay, so that is the card done. Now I didn't actually test it, but let's have a look. It would fit in a normal size envelope. It's just it's not as wide. So yes, it fits nicely in a normal. Yes. So I will show. This is the bottle that came with it, and it's completely empty. So you just undo it and add in the green glue. But this one, the alternate bottle that comes with it, has a wider tip. I'm not sure if you can really tell on the video how close that will show, but they're different size tips. So yeah, I'd just like to get the replacement of the other bottles so that I can have in, well, I don't really need to, it's just, you know, those purchases, just like, you know, when I stock up on, you know, I've got a million Winker Stellas ready to go. What I might do, just because, actually no, I've got to show something first. Okay, this is my scattered brain. I was going to show the couple other things that I won't post online. I did Emma Goddard. She is like by Stamping Idol. Oh, there was a banging noise. It was Elijah. She did a online stamp retreat, and I did it, but I made these fun cards at her retreat, which was a lot of fun. So if you ever see her classes, I definitely recommend them. They're a lot of fun. So I made that one, and I made this slimline card with the birdhouse. She is so talented. I absolutely love Emma. I was on the artisan team with Emma, so she was like one of my stamping besties. What were those other things you just showed? Oh, which ones? Wink of Stella pens. Oh, can I, is that good? Am I down a bit? So this one was like a gatefold card with the little birdhouse. Really cute. And this one's a slimline card with the birdhouse. So hopefully you can see those. Then this one, oh, I'm working on this one. I haven't finished it yet. This one is also from her class, which I've got to put some ribbon around and jazz it up a little bit. So I've been doing plenty of crafting for myself, actually. I shared this one on my page as well. This is my adorable son and my niece. This is my favourite suite out of the catalogue. It's very hard to probably get the whole thing in view, but I had fun cutting this rainbow burst paper down and sort of distressing it a little bit. And I made my own tassel. If you haven't made tassels, they're a lot of fun. And I used the Balmy Blue, I think it was, twine, and I've just coloured the twine with some Stampin' blends to make it Summer Splash. So this was a lot of fun to make, and my son's toothless grin just takes me back. So cute. So what I'm going to do, I think they were the only things that I had to share. By the way, I stocked up. This is my, I've been stocking up on blends, and I've been stocking up on ink pads that need replacing. So the ink pads I have are probably over 6 years old from when they first changed the ink pad design, which I'm not even sure when that was. But anyway, I had a few that were a bit manky, needed replacing. But what I found interesting, and customers would get this too, and I don't know if it's just a South Pacific thing, but we're testing improved packaging on this product. Please give your feedback by scanning the QR code. So I don't know if they put it on random ink pads and give the feedback, but I definitely think that's a good idea, because what happens, and apparently this is a South Pacific thing, sometimes they come like this, and it's easy to clean, like it's not, doesn't mean the pad's defective, and mine's fine there, but the QR code was on the one that was fine. So, yes, I have been busy, Megan. Could you possibly show the blue birdhouse card again? Yes, I can. I'm pretty sure you can still sign up for this online retreat as well, with all the directions. So this one's using the Country Woods suite. So it's kind of a gatefold, opens, and it's got the birdhouse. So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of being curious George, and Megan suggested doing the card in full size, I'm going to test it, just because I'm curious too. Okay, so hopefully I'm in view. So I'm going to cut this to the size of the card. So we've got 14.9. Thor can tell I'm almost done. He's whinging at the door. Okay, so 14.9, and then what have we got here? We want to score at 6. Oopsie. Then score at 16, and I didn't cut it down again, so I've got to cut to 28. Then 23, and I'm just going to put this in at 28, trim that off, and what do we have here? Fold this in, fold this back, and then fold this in, and look at that. So that just uses almost a full sheet of cardstock, but it's exactly the same thing. So yes, definitely just increase the height. And then the other cool idea that Anna had was making a belly band. I don't know, let's just trim this down a bit. I've just grabbed crumb cake, but you could do any colour you want. I might go for 4 centimetres. Let's just do 4. And we'll pop this in. Now this is, the grid on the glass mat is perfect for doing this. We're going to line up our card straight, fold that over a bit, and then turn that one over. This is how I like to do them anyway. Then I've got, I know roughly where the marks are then, so I'm going to put it, oopsie, I'm going to put it back in my trimmer, and then I like to just give them a bit of a reinforce with the scoring blade. And then one of those I'm going to just chop down a little. What have we got here? Let's turn it this way. And then we would add a little bit of glue. Probably not to that bit, we don't want to stick the card shut. Line that up. So that would be the way you do that. So we've got a belly band, and obviously you would make that pretty. You add a bit of paper over the top. Open. Sesame. That's really cool, isn't it? Thanks for your suggestions, guys. That's why I come here, really, because you guys are amazing. So you can either make the full card size, which for Imperial is, what's the height of the Imperial card again? 5.5. So you'd go 5.5 high with the same score lines. Because this is like the mini version, so you can see here it's quite a bit taller. So that's a lot of fun. Thanks for your suggestions. I'm excited now. I want to go and make some more amongst my million other projects I'm currently doing. So I had a lot of fun, and I have been, actually no, I've only been live for 1 hour and 10. That's not too bad. I've done worse, and I put in some extra things, and Thor is, for goodness sakes, every week when I do a live, he wants to be star of the show. You should hear him out there. Oh my goodness. Yes, so that, yeah, the taller one's really nice actually. I can't believe I didn't even think of that. So these are the different ones. So we've got 2 of the one with the new suite coming to pre-order next month, or you can purchase it in September. Definitely perks of being a demonstrator. And hey, if you want more information on joining in Australia and you'd like to be on my team, or if you're not in Australia, you can go to the demonstrator locator on the website and find someone near you, or I'm happy to give you recommendations. If you're not in Australia, I'm happy to recommend someone, because I have lots of international crafty friends and I would love to help you out. Okay, I'm just going to give up on tying that live. So yes, that was a lot of fun. Let the poor baby in. Do you want to say hello to him? He thinks he's famous. Well, he is famous. He's Thor, for goodness sake. He's got abs like Chris Hemsworth. He's got his little hoodie on, Megan. Do you want to see him? I just hope I don't open the door and Elisha's in his underwear. Although I'm pretty sure you've all seen it before. So yes, I had a load of fun tonight. You see, my desk always proves how much fun that I have. He is famous, isn't he? Okay, so I will leave those there. I'm going to turn the camera around. You can see my crafting snacks. It's funny. Okay, this is my desk. You all think I'm joking. I have mess everywhere. It goes on the floor. It goes round. I've even got it on desks. This is my naughty snack situation. Okay, you're going to get, oh, I don't want to make you dizzy, but I got these from Bunnings, these photo shelves to put up in my room to hold my ribbon. So I have my ribbon on one of these things, but it's annoying because I have to take the rolls off and I want individual rolls. P.S. Megan, check it out. Look at my pin. Is it cool? I've got my own pin. This is my pin board for Stamping Up. And I've got a little thing there. Okay, he's going to be at the door. Okay. Hello, did you miss me? What have you got? Did you want to say hello to everyone? Sit. They come in and they eat the dimensional backings off the floor. It's disgusting. Sit. There's not show without punch. Yes, this is the god of mischief and the god of thunder. Sit. They are absolutely nuts, honestly. Oh, did you just want to be on the video? You say hello, everyone. Say hello. And so Loki's gone to find all the dimensional backings. Honestly, you won't find a dimensional backing on the floor here because the dogs eat them. I have to be mindful of the fact that my dogs think their diet consists of Stampin' Up dimensionals. But I guess they're trying to clean up for me. So Megan, Thor's mum, Leanne's dog Georgia, his mum is just like him. She sings and she wags her bum like he does. The shells for the ribbon. So that one I currently have is at Bunnings. I'm getting poor internet reception, but they look like this, and what you can do then is hang them on your wall and the ribbon will stay on the shelf. They're designed for photos, but, you know, who does that? We want stuff for our stamping storage. Yes, so I hope that helps. They're at Bunnings if you're in Australia, or you could probably find them at the hardware store or locally. Anyway, I'm going to head off and spend time with the boys, probably the human boy too. Well, this is my son, and he is on the couch while I've been live, he snuck out the tub of ice cream.
Who is that?
Live on my Facebook.
Who is that?
Everyone, they can see what you're doing. They can see that you're eating the whole tub of ice cream. You're busted. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay. That's what happens when Dad's not home and he's at work and I'm doing a live. Okay, guys, it was so good to talk to you. I would flip it around to say goodbye, but, you know, I'm in my pajamas and my hair's everywhere. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for checking out my video tonight, and I will catch you all next week. Bye.